Morning all. Well, it's the very last day today. We've just finished up with day 4. We thought we'd do a different perspective. We're actually here in Namale, and I mean, you can actually see this view behind us. I mean, rim float pool, straight down palm trees and the beautiful lagoon. It's actually low tide at the moment, so it's not quite as deep blue as it normally is. But anyway, Andrew, what did you learn from yesterday? A very insightful day.
Most definitely, Scott. I think I learned yesterday one of the most significant things I have on this entire course, and that is how to influence people, what to look for when influencing people, and basically assess what stage they are at in order to meet them at their level and take them up a notch or two, or get them to a place where they're a little bit more malleable to your thoughts. So there were 8 levels of influence, and it's going to take me a while to get my head around it, but most definitely one of the most valuable things I've learned on tour so far.
I mean, it was actually fascinating, and it's certainly not something you're going to learn in an hour or two. There's the disc model, there's the attributes of, there's about 4 different things that you need to understand. But if you can, then you can reach people at their true self and ultimately connect with them and ultimately help not only them to achieve their goals, but you to achieve your goals in a win-win situation, which I think is very, very pertinent, basically.
Yeah, for sure. It's basically a system of looking at somebody and assessing where they are on that scale, and then adjusting yourself to meet their needs, and then go up together. Which there's a hell of a lot of psychology and science behind it all, which I think is going to be the area that I probably have to work on a little bit before I understand it completely. But I do have an intellectual understanding of it. It's just the practical that will take a little bit of development. But on the whole, one of the most significant things we've learned on course.
There were 2 other things that we learned that I thought were very critical yesterday. We learned about actually the value chain. So we've learned about the whole process flow and how to map out a business and everything else, but then it was actually breaking it down into the actual value chain. So how does a product get from the supplier through you to your client? And ultimately, there's 2 key things there. If any point of the value chain breaks down, you've got a major problem for your client, and you're going to probably lose that relationship. And the second thing is that everyone is responsible for every part of the chain. It's a collective team effort. So, and I certainly learned that I need to go back and business process re-engineer. I need to look at every step and make sure that I've thought it through, and that when things break, we spend a lot of time and we fix it. And the last thing that I found very, very valuable yesterday, we spent nearly half a day in breakaway groups working on our businesses, our business processes, with some of the leading people around the world. I mean, what did you learn yesterday just from SEO as an example? Sales processes. I mean, you've got guys here running multi-million, $100 million companies. They're at the cutting edge of both technology and processes and business, basically.
Some of it, yeah.
And you're sitting here and you're learning directly from them. It really was incredible. I mean, Stefan with his SEO yesterday was, you just realize how much we've actually got to learn. So
yeah, and another great thing about these Tony Robbins courses is that at the end of them they all sort of come together. In the beginning it's like looking at an image of a company, or and then it's like basically zoning in on that company through a microscope, and then you go down a level and down a level, and you learn that systems on to work on the company as a whole is the same type of system that you'd need to work on a smaller part of the company, and and you just develop a really good understanding, solid understanding of why, how, and once you have that knowledge, it's a lot easier to direct your company and to take it to places where you want it to go, ultimately, which is success and growth. So yeah, but at the end, the whole picture sort of starts coming together, and it's quite something.
Yeah, I mean, look, in conclusion, I really don't understand how any businessman wouldn't want to come on this type of course. I mean, it is honestly the jet fuel of a business. If you learn this stuff, you can really take your business hell of a fast to another level, basically.
You're flying blind without it. Just trust me. I've been a business owner for 9 years, and it's truly unbelievable. And you won't learn it at any course, or it's different to any sales management or management course.
Yeah. So guys, we finished off day 4. We got our last day today. We're hell of excited. Today we're doing a brainstorm. We're doing a whole thing on negotiation, and yeah, and I'm also quite looking forward to a few beers in Fiji to celebrate. So with this backdrop behind us, we say cheers from another great day in Fiji. Cheers.